Darren, commiserations there after what was a tight and hard-fought 90 minutes. Your side have fallen just short once again. How are you feeling after that?
Extremely disappointed, Ben, as you could expect. I'm still a bit shocked how we've lost that game 3-1, if I'm going to be honest. We came here last season and lost 3-1, but it was a totally different story. A game, large parts we were in control of, especially the opening 20 minutes. Started very well, really good goal from Sariki. Then they got a period in the first half where we just had to see it through. Unfortunately we didn't. They've scored, but we got to half time and we spoke about, we were just too rushed in the first half. Too many one-touch football, and giving the ball away. And when we play that shape, if you're good with the ball, it causes all sorts of problems. But if you're not, it can expose the shape because they got into wide positions too many times. But we got through at half time. But we just needed to be a bit more calm on the ball to get us control of the game. And then you go into the last, 5 minutes, and I'm not making excuses, but the ball takes an unbelievable deflection and it ends up in a place where it can only end up for them to get a goal. And I suppose that sums up where we're at the moment away from home.
Yeah, it really was hard luck, wasn't it, Darren? And I came after, I don't think they really caused you too many problems in the second half, and it's nothing you can do about a deflection like that, so it must be really deflating.
Yeah, it's a hard one to take today, definitely. We felt it was a real opportunity to get some momentum back into the season after last week's performance and result. We just can't seem to get that momentum at the moment. We just can't see. We've only had it once where we've had back-to-back wins. Another away defeat. Look, our away form's horrendous. That's the only word I can describe it. And our home form's going to have to keep us in the league. It's as simple as that. Whatever we try, whatever way the game seems to go away from home at the moment, we end up getting beaten. It's a hard one to take today because it was a game I didn't think we deserved to lose. They had one opportunity from a cross when I'm not sure who it was, put it over the bar in the second half. But we limited them to very few chances. Again, I look at us as well going the other way, and we just didn't have a cutting edge today. I didn't think. I mean, the amount of crosses Joe Tomlinson's put right on the 6-yard box, and we don't attack the ball well enough. That's something that his crossing from set pieces was outstanding. You've got to go and attack the ball. It's a real opportunity to get a goal.
Take us through your team selection as well, Darren, because we know it's in the backdrop of COVID being in everyone's mind. We sort of mentioned in the week that it had been in your mind and that it's something you have to think about. How did it affect your selection? Are there any individuals that didn't travel today or are struggling as a result of it?
Well, we've had 4 players affected. Last week, Idris Kanu had it, and he shares a house with Benji, young Benji, so he's not double vaccinated, so that was 2 players gone. Tuesday, we tested the players after, obviously, Millwall had an outbreak after playing them. Mark Beavis has got COVID. And then yesterday, Connor Coventry, he was tested positive for COVID. So it was a disruption. And, if the games are going to be continuing, this is what's going to happen. Teams are going to get disrupted because just because you play football doesn't mean you're immune to the virus, as we've seen.
Yeah, and obviously under the new rules, you were deemed your team well enough, shall we say. That's probably not the right phrase, but the game could go on. Is under the circumstances that fair, Darren? Or if you can't play, the season's going to take ages to round up. So do you understand it? You're happy with it? How are you feeling?
Oh, no, there's nothing with that. There's no, if you ended up testing on Friday and we had 5 or 6 players, it might be slightly different. We've got a meeting on Monday, all the managers, in relation to the new protocols and the new rules, and hopefully it'll be explained a little bit better then, because a lot of games were called off today, and I don't know if that was falling in with the rules that's been set or not. But we just have to get on with it. That's no excuse for losing another away game, and in a game we shouldn't have lost.
And going back to the game, Darren, obviously Tomlinson, one of the guys coming in, it's something obviously we were expecting given how well he played last week. It was another assured display from him. Yeah,
he's a young boy that's coming into the team in a difficult period, you have to say, and that makes it even harder for young players. And again, he's acquitted himself fine. Maybe could have done better for the first goal, and I know he's tried to play out for the third one, but no blame would be attached to him for this defeat. A lot of stuff he did was very, very good. And like I say, we started the game very well, very positive, and obviously got in the front. And I don't know whether we just thought, well, stop doing what we were doing, it got us control of the game, because that's how it felt to me, and they got control of it. But the second half, there wasn't many chances for either team, and if you're not going to win the game, then you make sure you don't lose it, and that is the problem at the moment. We are not even picking up anything away from home. And today's a real sore one. I keep saying the same thing away from home. We just can't find a way. But our home form's going to be the key. It was key to us getting promoted, and now it's going to be the key to us staying in the league, which, you know, is still very capable of doing. We've got a big, massive game in Boxing Day at home to Reading. We know that if we win that game, we'll go ahead of them.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of focus now to the games that are coming up before January. Do you categorise them as must-wins, Darren? How do you sort of, I know it's early, but how do you look at it with such the contrast of home form and away form?
Well, how I look at it, Ben, is at the moment, I would look at it like this. The gap is still very much, what's the right word? Catchable, for want of a better word. It's not a 12-point gap. It's not a 10-point gap. There's teams around us that we feel we can catch with half the season to go. You know, don't get me wrong, it's been a very poor first half of the season. I have to admit that. And in particular, obviously, away from home. So we have to improve massively in the second half of the season. And I feel that we can do that. But our home form is going to be absolutely key. So if you say it's a must-win, if you're going to keep losing away games, your home games have got to become must-wins. It's as simple as that.
And with Christmas around the corner, Darren, a word for the hundreds of Posh fans who have travelled today. Remarkable support at times during the game. They really made themselves heard.
It's tough for them at the moment. It's tough. I feel for them because they're coming up here with the way the pandemic is. You know, they're paying their hard-earned money. They're seeing no rewards for it. And they're going home again on the back of a defeat. Look, listen, there'll be a lot of criticism. It's absolutely acceptable. It's fine. It's fine with that. I ask them to stick with us. You know, they have to stick with us. And like I said earlier, it's not a gap where, well, for example, it's that small. You win next week and you're out of it. You're ahead of Reading. So we have to just keep the belief if we can. It's hard to say that, but for me, I've got to do that. I've got no other choice. And I will do. I've got to keep doing it, and I've got to keep working with the players, and I've got to pick them up again. And it's going to be an exhausting season. It is, but I've said it before, we need to be judged at the end of the season.